TV coverage of the 1986 WIAA basketball tournament. And they hope you'll be with us throughout the championship series, concluding with the title games tomorrow afternoon and evening. Again, the final 59, Oostburg 41, Rib Lake. Carl, well-played game in that first half, but in the end, it was Oostburg's power inside, and Dean Vanderplas in particular. Right now, we do want to go to Todd Johnson. He has a happy and victorious coach, Steve Moriarty.
That's right, John. I think everything worked in your favor today, just as you had planned.
Well, we had a pretty good ball game. It was a little sporadic at times, but once we started getting the ball inside, Vanderplas and Gabriel started doing a good job inside, things worked out to our advantage.
Obviously, you had the size advantage, and that helped in the long run, but Rib Lake did hang in there tough, especially in the first half.
Oh, Rib Lake's an excellent ball club, and Rib Lake did a heck of a job of rebounding inside. Despite the height advantage, those guys really played their hearts out.
You spent 15 years as a coach here. Is this one of your best teams, you think?
Yeah, I would say overall we have some pretty talented ball players out there, and they're starting to play together real well right now, so hopefully they can continue to do that throughout the tournament.
Vanderplas planning on going to college anywhere? He seemed to be able to dominate both outside and inside.
Dean's only a junior right now, so he has another year to go, but hopefully he can play at, I'm not sure what level he can play at, but I think some college would really come out in good shape if they pick him up, because the guy's a ball player, no doubt about it.
You got to be glad to have him back next year as well. You got to be glad to have him back next year.
Oh, yeah, I'm real happy to see Dean coming back. Plus, we have some other underclassmen that are good ball players, so we're looking forward to another good year next year, too.
Okay, congratulations, Coach. You made it to the finals.
Thank you.
We're going to take a break right now, and let's take time from this word from your network sponsor.
This WIAA presentation is being brought to you by your cooperative and Land O'Lakes, where the farm-to-food system begins. John Deere and your local John Deere dealer. The Rural Companies, serving the insurance needs of Wisconsin families with nearly 300 agents. And the dairy farmers of Wisconsin, the men and women who are responsible for the famous milk of the dairy state.
Let's go. I'm driving.
Don't drive drunk. No, 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 no. Drive drunk. No, 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 no. Drive drunk. Woo, never get strong, drive with a man.
Oh, Mark, let me drive. Mark, last time, give me the keys.
No way.
What kind of friend are you?
Look, give him the keys.
Terry Shobley from Wrightstown, and they played in the sectional final against Rib Lake. When you played Rib Lake, did they play the kind of game that they played today against Oostburg or not?
They shot very well from the outside against us, and today the outside shot wasn't there. I think all season long they kind of lived and died on the outside shot, and it really didn't drop today. I think that was the difference.
Especially against a much taller Oostburg team.
Yes, they didn't get many second shots inside, and you know, when you go cold and that's your game, outside shooting, it makes it kind of tough.
How about your ball club this year? Did you feel like you had a chance to make it here?
Yeah, we thought at the beginning of the year that we could win the conference, and we did. And every step we went along in the tournaments was just a little bit nicer. Would have been nice to be here, but we're very satisfied with how far we got.
How about Oostburg? Would you say they're one of the best teams in the division?
Yeah, I really like the way they play. They've got a big guy inside. They've got a couple of power forwards and quick guards. You know, everything it takes. And they push the ball up the court, which is the way we like to play. And I like to see teams that play like that.
Also, they've got some very talented young guys on their team.
Yeah, I noticed they have a couple of juniors, and they should be pretty tough next year.
A lot of people are talking about Phillips. They're unbeaten in the division. Have you seen them play yet?
No, I haven't seen Phillips play at all, and you know, I didn't know much about Rib Lake before we played them either. I'm really anxious to see, you know, if they're as good as their record. I'm sure they are. They wouldn't be here.
Rib Lake seemed to want to play that outside shooting game, but it just didn't come out in the end.
No, they did a nice job against us moving the ball around. Oostburg played a little bit more aggressive defense than we played, and they had a hard time moving it for the shots. And I guess you live and die on the outside shot.
Gabriel's too. That guy's quite a leaper.
Boy, I was really impressed by him. He just has a knack for being around the ball, and I was really impressed by this other player, Vanderplas. boy, you know, he pushed the ball up the court, good body control. I'd like to have either one of those guys on my team.
Okay, thank you very much, and the best of luck to you next year.
Thank you.
Right now, we're going to go back to the table, and we'll hear from Gary Dalton.
Thank you very much, Todd Johnson, with Clintonville coach Carl Brugink. Gary Dolphin here courtside. Let's recap quickly the leading scorers in this game. For losing Rib Lake, they were led by Fuchs, their fine outside perimeter player. He had 16 points this afternoon. The key was that Pete Meyer had only 8. That was 7 below his average. He's averaging a little better than 15 on the game, but Fuchs with a fine game, a tremendous effort nonetheless, with 16. And for a very balanced Oostburg club, they were led by Dean Vanderplas, 20, but more so than his point output was his overall floor play. Rebounding, bringing the ball up the floor, transition time. He can do it all. Let me tell you, 13 for Thad Gabriels, which is about 8 below his average, but the way Vanderplas was playing today didn't make any difference. Travis Gabriels, outstanding quarterback of the team, good ball handler, and he chipped in with 9 points. It was a close ball game at the intermission. 22-20 in favor of Oostburg. They led by 4 at the quarter. They never trailed in the game. Rib Lake looked like they were going to keep it close the whole game, but early in the third quarter, it was a 11-4 spurt. The first 4 minutes of that third quarter, led by Vanderplas, that opened the thing up, that gave Oostburg a 14-point, 47-33 lead. They gradually built it to 20, coach, and won it by 18. So it was Vanderplas making the difference in that third period.
Yes, it was. I think, like I said, I think it was a great game, but this Dean Vanderplas really impressed me. Coast to coast a couple times, got his own rebound, went the length of the floor, missed the shot, got his own rebound, and put it in. And but it was definitely a team effort. But two well-coached teams. I thought some great timeouts, some great strategy by both coaches. Half-court presses were factors for a while. Just a great high school basketball game. Both teams should be very proud of their teams.
Which is kind of the way it's gone in this tournament. Just outstanding basketball from whistle to whistle. Again, Paul Fuchs with 16, leading Rib Lake as they bow out of the tournament now after an outstanding year, and our congratulations to everybody in that community. And advancing on to the championship game is Oostburg. Again, 20 points for Vanderplas and 13 for Thad Gabriels. You talk about a 1-2 punch. They've got it, let me tell you. And they will play the winner of the game upcoming between Flambeau and Whitehall. That's next. Paul Brown will be along to call the play-by-play. This afternoon in Class B, it's Phillips and Prairie du Chien at 2 o'clock, followed by a Class A quarterfinal game, Appleton East and La Crosse Central. Tonight at 7, another Class B game, Chilton and Whitnall. And then the final game of the day in Class A, Wauwatosa East versus Sheboygan North, the state's top-ranked team. Paul Brown will be along to call the play-by-play of this next Class C game. I'll be back this afternoon, and we'll be back here at the Fieldhouse in Madison in just a minute.
Abbeyland introduces the missing link. Abbeyland Breakfast Links. Now your breakfast can be complete with good taste from Abbeyland Sausage and Meats. The natural choice for today's living. Abbeyland Polish sausage. Juicy and delicious. For lunch, for dinner, for snacking, for good taste. From Abbeyland Sausage and Meats. The natural choice for today's living.
Good-looking rig. But you got all this room back here. What do you need this super cab for? Some things are too valuable to ride outside. I got my hunting stuff, my fishing stuff, and the kids. Valuable stuff.
The Ford Ranger Super Cab, built in the Northland with the Northland in mind. 16 colors, including bright red, colonial white, and shadow blue. Now at your Northland Ford dealers.
In this Class C game, we got the Flambeau Falcons. Right now with me is the Flambeau coach, Mr. Norm Ross. How's your team look? Are they ready for this game?
Well, I hope so. Everything, all the practice and preparation is over, and I think we're ready to go.
This team hasn't made an appearance at the state, so it's got to be something special.
It is real special. The whole community is very excited about it.
Could you talk about some of your ball players? I know you got at least 2 leading scorers in Jeff Sproul and Steve Alberson.
Well, those two have been the leaders throughout the last 3 years, and hopefully they'll be set to go today.
What about the style of play that you'd like to get going early in this game? How would you like to set the tempo?
We'd like to have a fairly quick tempo up and down the court, and hopefully our press will be somewhat effective.
You won your conference this year. How difficult was it to win your conference this year?
Oh, we had a couple good ball clubs in our conference, and it's always a struggle to go undefeated in your conference.
Have you had a chance to see Whitehall Norseman this year?
We haven't seen them play personally. We have them scouted a couple of times, and they got an outstanding ball club.
How would you say this Class C field looks this year?
Well, the first game was awful tough. First game was good, so I think we got 4 good ball clubs.
What was your impression of that first game? Oostburg sure did impress me.
Oostburg was awful impressive inside, but I thought Rib Lake really stayed with them.
How would you kind of size up your style of play? What would you like to be able to do?
Well, we like to push the ball up and down the court and press and try to get into a transition game.
And who are some of the players that you see that can handle the ball and break the press and move the ball up?
Well, for Whitehall, his Pride kid is a awful good guard, and a Richter kid is a good guard too. So it'll be interesting.
Have you had a chance to see them at all this year?
No, we haven't.
It's always a surprise, I suppose, when you come into these state tournaments. Really, you only get a chance to see them after the first quarter.
That's right. That's right.
Okay, thanks a lot. Best of luck to him, and the best of luck to the other coach for Whitehall. How are you doing, sir?
Okay, real well.
He said that he hasn't seen your team, and you haven't seen you haven't seen their team, so I guess it's even Steven.
Right, we have not seen them play, and I don't know that much about them, and we just got a little bit of scouting report, but that's all.
What should we look for on your team?
Well, I think we have to go inside, and if we can beat their press, then I think we'll do all right.
Who are some of the players that we should look for?
Rick Schmidt, Troy Pride, Jeff Richter, Jeff Emright, and then the kid that comes off the bench for me, number 54, Keith Anderson.
How have they done? Could you kind of size up how these different ball players fit into the role of this game?
Well, Jeff Richter is our quarterback. He's a point guard, 5'11" junior. He's the one that really runs the ball club. He's not too quick, but he's got a real good head on him. And then Troy Pride is the off guard, and he's the kid that really can move, and he's a good scorer. And then we have Rick Schmidt in the middle. He's been leading scorer in the sectionals now for the last 5 games. He's averaged 24 points. Then the one forward is Jeff Emright. He's 6'4", and if he has a good ball game on the boards, we could really be tough. And then the other starter today is going to be Craig Cecil. He's a 6-foot senior, and he plays real good defense.
The last time Whitehall was at the state tournament was back in 1928, so I guess you're glad to be here.
We sure are. That was a long time ago. We had some of their old teammates back into the gym Wednesday morning, and it was really a great thrill for them and for us to be able to go down again. And it was a long wait, but I'm sure happy we're here now.
How about the fans back in Whitehall?
Oh, they're just ecstatic. It's just great. I think it really brought the community back together. It's really good. And see, we have a lot of outlying areas, schools, and that. It just brought them back, and it's real good.
Okay, thank you very much. Coach Ken Stelflug of Whitehall. Right now, we're going to listen to one of our bands, and I hope you enjoy it. Okay, right now we're with Blaine Send, who coached the winner team, and they lost to Flambeau. Flambeau, of course, playing Whitehall in this Class C semifinal game. Now, what can you tell us about Flambeau?
Flambeau's a very good ball club. They're very disciplined. They can run. They can slow the ball down. They're excellent shooters. Towards the end of the game, if they're ahead, they've got a great delay game, too, and they can put the free throws in. They're a good ball club.
Now, you are from the same conference that they are, and you've played them several times this year.
That's right. We played them 3 times this year. They finished first in the East Lakeland. We ended up second. Lost to them twice, and we lost to them in the sectional final, too.
We've also seen Phillips play this year. How would you relate them to, like, say, an Oostburg that we've already seen play?
Phillips is a good ball club. We played them in a holiday tournament, lost to them by 4 points. They got some big kids, a couple good guards. They're a tough ball team also.
You lost to Flambeau by 20 points in the sectional final. Did they get out of the chute early and beat you, or did they beat you down the stretch?
Well, we were ahead at halftime by 2 points. They'll press you the whole game, Flambeau does, for 32 minutes. In the second half, we kind of came apart against their press. We weren't very patient. They started getting some easy layups against us.
How about Jeff Sproul for their team? Is he quite a ball player?
Excellent ball player. He runs the show for him. He's their point guard, and he doesn't force things. When he has a shot, he takes it. Great ball player.
You say Flambeau's got one of the best teams in this final?
It's hard to say. They're one of the best. It's going to take a really good team to beat them, that's for sure.
How about your team this year? I know you finished second in the conference. What can we look for next year?
Well, I started 4 juniors this year, so hopefully we can make the trip down here next year. I only lose 1 kid, so we got a lot coming back. I'm really looking forward to it.
How about this game here between Flambeau and Whitehall?
If Whitehall can handle the press, get the ball inside, they have a good chance of beating Flambeau. But Flambeau is quick, and they'll press them for 32 minutes. The big key of the game is turnovers. Whitehall's turnovers against the Flambeau press.
What can you tell us about Steve Albertson? He's averaging 18.5 points a game for Flambeau.
The kid's a good shooter. He's real patient, too, very disciplined. If he's open from the outside, he'll put it in. He's got the quick hands. Sproul gets it to him on the break, and it's almost a for sure 2 points.
It's been a pretty exciting state tournament so far, hasn't it?
Yeah, there's been some really close games. I've enjoyed myself down here.
I bet all the fans back home are glad to see you on TV, too.
Yeah, I think they will be.
You got all those players ready for the off-season workouts, don't you?
Yeah, well, we're going to work over the summer, make a few adjustments. Hopefully next year we can be down here.
Okay, thank you very much.
Thank you.
Coach Blaine Sen of Winter. They lost in the sectional final to Flambeau. Right now, we're going to go to one of your... Oh, we're not going to go to a network sponsor. We're going to go to the band. We're going to hear from them and hear some of their playing.
Network sponsors is the Dairy Farmers of Wisconsin.
Milk's got the kick that gives you more. Health kick. More nutrition in every pore. Health kick. I'm moving to the rhythm of a brand new day, 'cause the vitamins in milk help me on my way. Kick. So get on a health kick, let it pour. America's favorite health kick. Get on a health kick, milk's got more. Have more milk, 'cause milk's got more.
Lee's hottest new fashion jeans for women are on sale now at Farm and Fleet. Super soft denim floral prints are only $23.99. Pleated yoke jeans are $19.99. Girls' pleated yoke jeans are $12.99. Sleek denim capri jeans for women and girls are on sale too. New colorful twill London Riders are only $18.99. Plus, register to win free prizes during Lee Week at Farm and Fleet, your Lee fashion headquarters.
Back at the UW Fieldhouse, along with Carl Brugank, who for 26 years has been the head coach at Clintonville High School, and he's been in the state tournament. And Carl, you talk about the different classes. 76, you were here in Class B, and 77. And then in 78, you came back in Class A. In your mind, the significance of the different classes of the tournament play?
Well, I tell you, like I said earlier, first of all, I think it's great that you have the class system to give all the teams a chance. We also came down way back in '63 to an open class, but it's tough to get down there as a small school. I have my own pet theory on that. I feel that Class C and Class B have some players that are just as good as A, but they don't have as many of them. I think a lot of times Class C school or B school might be lucky if they can get 5 good starters, whereas a team in Class A is going to probably have a bench and have about 8 blue chippers in there. So I think it's just a matter of numbers, and I'm just really sold on the class system. I think it's fantastic that WIAA went to it. Look at the fun these teams have had and the great experience of coming down here and playing in this field house. I said I'd play at 6 in the morning if I had to, and I was very, very proud that we won it in 77, and then to come back down in 78 and win our first quarterfinal game and get into the semifinals was really a big thrill also.
One of our network sponsors is the Rural Companies, with protection for your home, farm, health, and life.
After the games, there are 2 more significant trophies to be presented. The WIAA Boys and Girls Sportsmanship Awards, sponsored by the Rural Companies. Presented to the schools which demonstrate the best spirit of fellowship and good conduct. These awards recognize the true spirit of the games. The Rural Companies support these high ideals and are proud to sponsor these trophies because we truly believe it's not whether you win or lose, it's how you play the game.
Once you've seen La Crosse, Wisconsin, you'll never want to leave it. That's why over 9,000 students live and learn in an atmosphere of quality and caring at the University of Wisconsin, La Crosse. High school students and parents are invited to sample the unique quality of our campus life. Learn about our 50 majors, financial aid, and student services. Plan now to attend a campus close-up on Friday, April 25th. Call the admissions office at UW La Crosse.
Back at the UW Fieldhouse, this is Paul Brown, and now let's meet the players as we get ready for the starting lineups in this game between Whitehall and Flambeau.
Here are the starting lineups for this morning's second Class C semifinal. For the Norsemen of Whitehall, at forward, a 6'3" senior number 23, Rick Schmidt. For the Falcons of Flambeau, at forward, a 6'1" junior number 20, Mike Jiskra. For Whitehall at forward, number 42, a 6'1" senior Craig Sosala. For Flambeau at forward, a 5'10" senior number 32, Steve Alberson. At center for Whitehall, a 6'5" senior number 44, Jeff Fimwright. At center for Flambeau, a 6'1" senior number 34, Mickey Nasser. For Whitehall at guard, a 6'1" senior number 34, Troy Pride. At guard for Flambeau, a 5'10" junior number 30, Tom Knudsen. At guard for Whitehall, a 5'11" junior number 15, Jeff Richter. At guard for Flambeau, a 5'11" senior number 24, Jeff Strahl. The Whitehall Norsemen coached by Ken Stelflug. The Falcon Flambeaus coached by Norm Ross.
One of your network sponsors is your cooperative and Land of Lakes.
Cheap soybean meal can have a high price, less milk. So consider Land O'Lakes Flomax 40. Balanced minerals, high acceptance, and 40% protein at our lowest cost per unit. With Flomax 40, you can avoid the high cost of cheap soybean meal. So start with
Your cooperative and Land O'Lakes.
And we're ready to go with the semifinal in Class C between Flambeau 24-0 and Whitehall 20-4. And there are the 2 men charged with officiating this particular basketball game. Class C semifinal, and Carl will talk a little strategy here as we get an opportunity. Get your impressions of the matchup between these 2 basketball teams.
Okay, and incidentally, the officials are Tom Freider and Steve from Manitowoc, Steve Sanders and Tom Freider.
Richter and Pride are the guards. Up front it is Femreich, Schmidt, and Sosella. That is Pride giving it to Richter, who averages 5 points per basketball game. They go underneath, and that shot is up, and it's good by Schmidt.
Well, they took the ball inside right away, and that's the mark of a good team when you can get the ball inside, so we'll see if they continue.
Flambeau undefeated in 24 basketball games. As they set it up to Gistra, back to Sproul. He is one of the guys to watch. Sproul averaging 18 points per ball game. He wears number 24. Alberson and Sproul. We're just underway with 7:09 remaining here in the first quarter.
Whitehall coming out here in a tight 2-3 zone. They're having a little trouble penetrating it.
Baseline. The shot is up by Alberson. And it's going to count in our first foul of the basketball game.
Well, you know, both teams are kind of tight when a game starts sometimes, and you get a little over-anxious. And there again, I think he got a little over-anxious and committed the foul.
And it was committed by Sosella, his first. And he will get one shot.
Yeah, he gave him a nice double pump fake that time and definitely drew the foul on it. Free throw is good.
Whitehall has won 5 in a row coming into this basketball game. Just underway in this Class C semifinal, and there's a turnover. And it is Alberson along with Gistra, Nasser, Knutson, and Sproul. That is Sproul in the corner as he is double teamed, but he gives it to Alberson. They go to Nasser, baseline, rimmed, and it fell for Sproul.
One of the keys to this game may be how well Whitehall can handle Flambeau's press. They turned it over last time. Let's see what happens here.
Richter and Pride again playing the guards, and Femright gets it across and whistle, and a foul is called, and that will go against Flambeau. And it is foul number 1 on Flambeau.
Well, one of the rules says you have to, if a guy's in the air, you have to give him room to come down, and there was a good example of it. He got a little too close, and he was set, but you have to give the guy room to come down.
Knutson picking up his first personal foul. 6 minutes, 18 seconds remaining here in the first quarter. It is Flambeau leading it by a score of 5-2. Off from the floor as Pride tried to go inside. Turnover number 2.
Flambeau getting some nice pressure out of their man-to-man defense helped cause that turnover that time.
And Sproul with an average of 18 points. They go underneath, the pass goes off, and it's no good by Nasser, and the rebound is pulled down quickly. Pride ahead to Richter. He pulls up and gets 2.
He showed nice body balance on that. He was coming down hard, but he made a nice jump, made sure his momentum was up and down, and cashed in with a very nice shot that time.
And his first 2 points to the basketball game. He's a junior, averaging 5 points per ball game. Sproul and Knutson are the guards. Alberson, Gistra, and Nasser are up front. They try to go to Gistra, and it goes out of bounds, and it will go to Flambeau.
Okay, let's see what they're going to run on if they're in a zoning the out-of-bounds play.
That is Alberson. Alberson goes to Knutson. Cross court to Sproul. He tried to put on a fake, and he committed the traveling violation number 1 on Flambeau.
Nice high-low action, though, with Flambeau. I'm impressed this year at the tournament how the postmen are looking for each other. A lot of good passers as postmen.
Carl, in your many years in basketball, is it tough to settle them down coming into this first game?
Oh, absolutely. They're excited, and they're going to make a few groups they normally wouldn't make, but it looks like we got some good talent on the floor.
And Sproul had it taken away from behind. Very nicely done by Schmidt. And now it's set up again by Flambeau. There's a couple of turnovers here, Carl.
Fans love this type of racehorse basketball. Both teams taking her up and down the court.
And we have 4:47 remaining here in the first quarter of play. Alberson to Nasser, back to Alberson. Comes out to Knutson, averaging 4 points per ball game, and it's tipped away. Picked up. There's a shot by Sproul. No good on the rebound to Femright. He averages about 8 rebounds per game. In a hurry, baseline shot. Nicely done by Troy Pride, who gets his first 2 of the game.
Well, he's averaging 18.8 a game, and you can see why. It was a very nice shot on his part.
He also has 72 assists on the season, so he's an unselfish player as well. As now Flambeau setting it up. The score is 6-5 as Whitehall leads it. And the play ahead, he overlaid it on the part of Pride.
Well, they hustled the ball out real well. Nice pass by the guard that time. Actually, I always say too many cooks spoil the broth. I think they had two guys in the way over there. They would have come away with a layup there. You see the shot, he missed it, but he was fouled. There's definite contact on the hip right there to cause him to miss the shot.
And Sproul picking up his first personal foul. And going to the free throw line will be Troy Pride. Flambeau with 2 team fouls and 1 on Whitehall. That is up and it's no good. The score, Whitehall with 6 and Flambeau with 5.
Kids are still kind of tight, I think, Paul. I think it'll take them a little while to settle down.
And that free throw is good, so we have a 7-5 score with 4 minutes remaining here in the first quarter of play. Let's see if Flambeau settles it down now a little bit. The Falcons with an unblemished record of 24-0 in their first appearance in state tournament play. Baseline shot is up and it rolled off the iron as Paul took the shot. And coming back is Pride to Richter. Richter to the baseline. Femright. And he hits the basket for his first 2. And it's now 9-5 Whitehall.
It'll be interesting to see what happens here. Right now, Whitehall seems to be really fired up and doing the job on the boards, and they're holding the Flambeau to 1 shot.
And back we go the other way. There's the driving layup, and it's scored by Pride. 9 straight points now for Whitehall. And the foul is called as he slashed him on the arm. And that's going to go against Sproul, his second personal.
Yep, he hit him right there. You see he was in his motion to shoot the ball. Now Coach Norm Ross has got a big decision here with 3:14 left in the quarter. Does he want to, he really kind of needs a timeout, but he wants to get that free TV timeout. He has to decide whether he wants to take it or not.
Pride is 2 of 3 from the free throw line. 10 straight points now for the Falcons of Flambeau as they have a 12-5 lead in this basketball game. As Flambeau is down. And the shot is no good and the rebound is cleared. And it was passed ahead by Schmidt trying to go to Richter. Turnover number 4.
Boy, Whitehall is getting that ball out very, very fast. And there's that timeout that they were hoping for from Flambeau.
And one of your network sponsors is John Deere and your local John Deere dealer.
A lot of people have found a John Deere riding mower slightly out of reach. But that's changed, because now you can get a brand new John Deere riding mower with full-length steel frame and 30-inch high-performance deck for the price of someone else's mower. In fact, when you see how affordable a John Deere rider is, you'll have to sit down. Nothing runs like a Deere.
They don't build them like they used to. Old ways have become new ways. Ways as up-to-date as tomorrow. But some things never change. Toughness, quality, pride. It all comes together in St. Paul. Is a Northland-built Ford pickup truck a better-built Ford pickup truck?
We think so.
See them now at your Northland Ford dealer.
It is 12-5. Whitehall in front of Flambeau. They are undefeated right now, but they're going to have to play catch-up basketball here, Carl.
Well, Whitehall is not at all awed by Flambeau's unblemished record, that's for sure. And right now, Whitehall looking very good, but long way to go in this ball game.
What has Whitehall been able to successfully do to this point?
Well, right now they've controlled the boards, and they've only let them have 1 shot.
That is Pride against Knudsen, and it's no good at the rebound.
Big miss there.
Knudsen quickly back the other way. As with it is Alberson, baseline, nice shot.
Key bucket. Flambeau needed that bucket real bad right there, and they had a bad drought. Sets it to 12-7.
And we have 2:24 remaining here in the first quarter as they throw it away. As Pride tries to save it, good effort there on the part of Pride. As he saved the turnover. You like to see that hustle, don't you?
Oh, absolutely. These teams are really showing a lot of hustle.
And we have Anderson in the lineup now for Whitehall. That is Schmidt. And it is up and good by Rick Schmidt. averaging 15 points per ball game, and he has a total of 4.
You can see why on that shot. Very nice balance, used the board real well. Nice effort.
And we're down to 1:53 remaining in the first quarter. And it is Whitehall leading 14-7 in this basketball game. Jiska goes baseline to Anderson. Overlaid it. Missed the bunny there, Carl.
Yeah, he was too open, and he just expected somebody behind him, I think, and missed the shot.
And Pride missed it, but the follow is good by Femright. And he has a total of 4.
Looks like Whitehall went to a 1-3-1 zone now. They had been in a 2-1-2. That time they gave him a little more pressure. In fact, they're extending their zone out, and their pressure's paying off.
Well, Flambeau is definitely the smaller of the two teams. There's a shot from outside, no good. And the rebound is pulled down by Anderson. You think they're having trouble with that height problem?
Oh, absolutely. But the big thing is they're only getting one shot. Oh, and that's really hurting them.
And a traveling violation is called on Rick Schmidt. And the turnover is going to give the basketball now to Flambeau. 5 turnovers so far for Whitehall in this basketball game. The Norsemen are 20-4 on the season as they look now to cut that deficit here. We show 52 seconds remaining here in the first quarter of play. Gistra tried to go inside. Another turnover. Number 5. Richter pulls up. And he gets 2 more. And he has a total of 4. And it's now 18-7 Whitehall.
Flambeau definitely having trouble penetrating this zone right here. And like I said, getting only one shot and having a couple turnovers trying to even get it in.
They've been outscored now 16-2 during the stretch here. And we're going to have a tie-up there as Femright was saying, hey, he got me on the arm. But no call there. 20 seconds remaining.
And of course, that's a new rule this year, the alternate possession. Ball will go to Flambeau on the alternate possession.
You like that rule?
When the arrow's pointing my way, I do.
Otherwise, no.
Maybe it is all right. Maybe it is all right. It's so hard on. It was getting so hard on jump balls with all the movement and stuff to catch everything.
Alberson. That was a nice shot, and he has a total of 7. And it's now 18-8.
That time the press did pay off for Flambeau. 12 seconds left in the quarter. If they could get another bucket here, it would really help them right now. And of course, Whitehall is going to try and stop from getting that bucket.
That is turnover number 6, giving Flambeau the basketball. It is 18-9. As Sprawl with it. Sprawl in a little trouble, turned and fired, and we come to the end of the first quarter. And it's 18-9. One of your network sponsors is the Dairy Farmers of Wisconsin.
Wisconsin on your pizza, on your pasta too. Wisconsin, Wisconsin, the cheese more people choose.
More Americans prefer the Italian cheeses of Wisconsin than all the cheeses of Italy. Try some today. They're made with the famous milk of the dairy state.
Wisconsin, Wisconsin, the cheese more people choose.
Everybody has their own idea as to how to have a good time at a basketball tournament, don't they, Carl?
They certainly do. That's great to see the kids getting that involved. That's just super.
They're lucky they're inside, though, huh?
Well, they do that at the Packer games all the time. It's 20 below 0.
We're just underway from outside. The shot short by Pride and the rebound to Gistra. As now Flambeau looking at the scoreboard, down by 9 points here.
The big thing Flambeau has to do now is realize it's a long game, not to lose their cool. Not to lose their cool. A lot of things can happen yet.
Elberson to Knutson in the corner. They go to Gistra. Back to Elberson. He averages almost 20 points per ball game. To Sprawl. To Gistra. Back to Sprawl.
Whitehall has come out here with tremendous intensity. It'll be interesting to see if they can maintain that fantastic intensity the entire ball game. Oh, here they come again.
And with the basketball is Pride and Richter. They try to go underneath. It's saved. Benright overshot it. And it remains 18-9 now as Flambeau is down.
Boy, Whitehall's had 2 or 3 opportunities here lately where they've missed some fairly easy shots that could have really been a factor.
Driving inside is Distra. Good move there, Carl.
Absolutely. We always remember the end of the game, but sometimes shots missed at this part of the game can be very important later on.
18-11 now as Whitehall, enrollment of 280. Richter from outside over the iron. The follow is up by Pride. The foul is called underneath on Elberson. And it is going to be 20-11 now.
There you see it right there, and definitely a lot of contact right there. As Whitehall doing not only a great job on the defensive boards, but also a great job on the offensive board. They've had 2 or 3 offensive rebounds here early in the ball game, which has really been a factor for them.
And at the free throw line, Pride now with a total of 9 points. And it's now 21-11, a 10-point lead. As Flambeau with an enrollment of 277, unblemished at 24-0 in their first appearance. They won the Glenwood City Holiday Tournament. Elberson at the free throw line. And a whistle and a foul is going to be called. The first coming up there. Flambeau going to the free throw line now. Called on Richter.
Might be interesting to note that Flambeau, this high school is actually located in Tony, Wisconsin. It also has the towns of Sheldon, Glen Flora, and Conrath also.
And you know, you talk about when you combine school districts like that, Carl, this is the kind of thing that can bring those communities together, right?
Oh, absolutely. Back in '70, we combined with Bear Creek, and one of the keys, I think, for getting a nice smooth transition, they had a couple good ball players that played on our team, and it just brought both communities together, and we've had fantastic relationship between the schools and between communities, and I think that's great.
9 points now for Elberson, and it's 21-13 as Flambeau is still on the short end here. Norm Ross is their coach in his 5th year. As it's set up now underneath. That is Anderson off the glass. The follow by Pride. Tip and a foul is going to be called. And it's going to go against Pride is first.
Well, I tell you, one of the keys, as they said, and the winter coach just mentioned in the pregame interview, is that whether they could handle Flambeau's press. And so far, that's been one of the keys also. They've handled Flambeau's press very, very well.
6 minutes remaining in the first half, and it's 21-13. Whitehall is out in front here. Strahl is in the lineup, along with Gistra. And with the basketball, they set it up now. They try to go underneath and work it back to Elberson. The Strahl, cross court. Again, they try to go inside, and it's tipped away.
Flambeau showing good patience that time. They moved the ball around well, trying to get the ball inside, and I think they've got their composure back now, and we're going to have a ball game on our hands.
And Copez is in the basketball game. Tom is a junior wearing number 42 for Flambeau. Strahl cross court on the pass. The Gistra in the lane. There's another turnover. Here's a lead to Pride. And on the transition, they pick up 2 more, and that is 11 for Pride. Substitution coming in the game now, as Nasser will come back in for Flambeau, waiting right down in front of us here. 23-13. Elberson, nice move inside. Good effort on the follow, rejected by Benright. Foul call.
Well, Whitehall right now has really kind of got the momentum in their favor. They guys are really hustling out there, and of course, the good team that Flambeau is, they're sticking in the ball game. But right now, Whitehall has definitely got some momentum going. Nice effort that time, though.
And at the free throw line is Elberson. He is 3 of 3 and has a total of 9. I jinxed him. Sorry about that.
He is a real game player. You can see that. Only 5'10", but 185. He gets up in the air, and he moves very well for his size.
Well, he's played for 4 years, and he has over 1,000 points in his career. Boy, I really jinxed him. 23-13. Not really, but hopefully he'll get an opportunity to redeem himself at the line. Next opportunity coming up. 4:52 remaining. Another turnover, and back comes Flambeau. That is number 7 in the game. Baseline. The shot is good by Elberson, and a foul is called. 11 points for Albertson. And he'll go to the line again as Femright commits the foul.
Again, both teams showing they like to run a little bit. Flambeau busted it out there and set up a nice 3-lane fast break. Albertson got a nice pass on the left side, and he said he's going to redeem himself. He's got a chance to redeem himself right now.
And he goes to the line with the score being 23 to 15. You can see the momentum shift here, can't you, Carl, a little bit?
Yes, you can. It is.
And
well, they aren't undefeated for nothing. They've got to have a good team, that's for sure.
As we mentioned, they've won a couple of dozen in a row. Ranked #1 in the state for Flambeau. As we have 4 minutes and 25 seconds remaining here in the first half. Working inside, the fake, and the shot is up and good by Schmidt, and a foul is called.
Nice job inside by Rick Schmidt, averaging 15 points a game. He's 6'3" senior. Made it. And there you see it right there. A beautiful move. Gave him the double pump and not only got the shot, but got the foul as well.
It was on Jiskra, his first, and he will go to the free throw line. Schmidt with a total of 6 points. And that is up, and it is good. So we have 4 minutes, 18 seconds remaining here in the first half, 25 to 17. Baseline, there's a shot put up by Cortez, and he hit it.
Might have been a set play. They came down, and he came off from the other side, got a baseline pick, and got the corner shot.
And we're down to 4 minutes remaining. Taken away now. And back up court goes Albertson to the baseline. Tipped away to Sprawl. Rebound is pulled down and kept out of bounds. And it will go to Whitehall.
Boy, Flambeau built a nice fast break that time. Took her up the middle, had the 3-on-2 in the lane. Just a nice defensive play over there by Schmidt. Otherwise, they'd have had themselves a layup.
Whitehall had won 47 straight conference games before losing to Osseo Fairchild earlier this year. And there's a nice basket. And it was scored by Anderson. And the score is now 28 for Whitehall. And we're going to get the official total here on Flambeau. The scoreboard not functioning at this moment. They show 18. 28-18.
Oh, a big bucket that time by Jiskra. He got the rebound and threw it up as he was being fouled. In fact, very smartly, I think he felt the pressure. So he quick threw it up and actually came away with the bucket. Could be a three-point play, which Flambeau is in dire need of right now.
Because it shows 28 to 20 on the scoreboard. And going to the free throw line is Jiskra to shoot. Flambeau were the champions of the East Lakeland Conference with a mark of 12-0, offensively averaging 71 points per ball game. And it's now a 7-point deficit, but Whitehall with a basketball, and the Norsemen can stretch it here. That is Schmidt. Trimmed out of the rebound to Sprawl. He's going to work it up court, looking for the outlet. Went through the arms of Nasser out of bounds.
There's a good case of he just tried to go with the ball before he had it. He was a little over anxious. He saw he had a free layup. He tried to step with the ball, and he didn't concentrate on catching it.
And we're down to 3 minutes remaining here in the first half. 28 to 21. As Whitehall is out in front of this basketball game. As they set it up, Richter in the corner. Pride with it, tipped by Femright. Back to Pride, but whistle. And play is going to be stopped as we have an on-the-arm foul call there. Number 3. Coming up against Jiskra, pardon me.
Yeah, I'm sorry. That's so tempting when you're standing behind that guy, reach in from the back, and it's definitely a foul there.
Correction, his second personal foul, not his third, his second. Femright with the free throw. And it's now 2 minutes and 50 seconds remaining here at a 29 to 21 basketball game. And another one is good by Femright. And a timeout is called, 30 to 21. And one of your network sponsors is the Rural Company with nearly 300 agents in Wisconsin.
You'll find Rural's policy owners all over Wisconsin.
Marsfield.
Janesville,
Sheboygan Falls.
Fond du Lac, Cobb, Neenah, Wausau,
Waukesha.
Neillsville, Highland, Independence, Two Rivers.
So for protection, look to the rural companies.
Certainly the best way to make a major saving in energy costs is to weather strip, insulate, and follow other weatherproofing recommendations. But it's good to sometimes remind ourselves of other things that help. Turn down the heat at night or when no one's at home. Make sure everyone closes doors and windows tightly. And turn off unused lights and appliances. Simple things, but you might be surprised at the savings.
Back at the UW Fieldhouse in this, the 71st annual WIAA Boys Basketball Tournament, semifinals in Class C. And it's 30 for Whitehall and 21 for Flambeau.
Yes, and so far, Whitehall has really shown us a lot. We knew Flambeau was tough, of course, undefeated, ranked #1, but Whitehall has not been awed by him at all, and we've got quite a ball game on our hands.
And setting it up baseline, Kopaz back to Sprawl, cross court to Gistra. And we have 2 minutes, 33 seconds remaining. Alberson, and it rolls for him. He has a total of 14 points in this game.
Well, you can see he's got 1,100 points for his career, and you can see why. He's a very good shooter.
And it's played ahead now with a 30-23 ball game as Whitehall is out in front here. As you take a look at the turnovers here so far in the first half of this game, Richter over Sprawl. No good, and in a hurry, Sprawl back the other way against Richter. He banged it off the glass, and a foul is called.
Boy, I tell you, both teams, like I say, like to get out and run with that ball. And but there again, Whitehall, look at the hustle. They had 3 men down on that defensive play. You see it right there. He got by the 1 man. The other 2 guys just had too much momentum. In fact, he got hit by his own partner before he made the foul. I think he was trying to back away from him, but his own partner hit him, and of course they come away with a foul right there.
And Sprawl will go to the line for the first time. He's played for 3 years for Flambeau. The free throw is up, and it's good. Their coach is Norm Ross, who graduated from UW River Falls. He's been there now for 5 years.
Well, Flambeau trying to crawl back in this game. This will close it to 5. That's as close as they've been for a while.
30-25 right now with 1:55 remaining in the first half. Femright, baseline to Anderson.
Oh, key bucket right there. They said one of the keys might be how well Whitehall would handle their press. They're not only handling it, they've turned it into a couple easy buckets.
And Anderson with 4 in this game now as the field goal percentage here.
Right, Flambeau is shooting 38.1, where Whitehall had 45%. And of course, that's one of the reasons Whitehall is enjoying a 7-point lead right now.
And it's 32-25 with 1:39 remaining in the first half. Sprawl is guarded by Richter as they go to Kopaz. Kopaz is a junior, and it's knocked out of bounds, but it will remain with Flambeau.
Flambeau is staying with that, or I'm sorry, Whitehall, I should say, staying with that 2-3 zone right now.
And inside, Elberson, the rebound is up, and it is good. And it is scored by Nasser.
Oh, and they turned it over on the inbounds pass. He stepped on the line as he got it, so Flambeau is going to get it back right here. And boy, I'm sure Coach Norm Ross is going to be elated if he can be within 3 or 4 points the way things have been going for him here this first half.
And Scott Hughes is going to come into the basketball game and replace Jeff Femright. So it's now 32-27 here as Flambeau could cut it even further. Lopez looking for the pass. They go to Sprawl. As we're down now to 109 remaining here in the first half. Working for that good opportunity here. You have to give them a lot of credit, Coach.
You bet they have. They're showing good patience now. That's helped them get back in the ball game.
And 55 seconds remaining. And that is up, and it is good on the shot by Lopez.
Clutch shot and a big bucket.
And good pressure, too, but it's brought across by Whitehall to Anderson off the glass.
Well, Well, Flambeau's worked so hard for those last 2 shots. Whitehall's come back and shot 2 quick layups. And that can be very, very demoralizing to a team as they push it back to a 5-point lead with 30 seconds.
And now down to 28 seconds remaining here in the first half. 34 to 29. Flambeau is down, but they battle back. But Whitehall, the Norsemen, have played very well here. They won 20 ball games on here. And they're looking at the clock now with 10 seconds remaining in the first half. Elberson, is he going to take it? Rebound and the follow, no good by Copez. So we've come to the end of the first half, and it's Whitehall leading Flambeau by a score of 34 to 29. Your thoughts, Carl, in the first half?
Well, I tell you, like I said, I think Flambeau is probably happy to be down by only 5 because Whitehall, they've been really, really playing ball and so fired up. It'll be interesting to see if Whitehall can continue that intensity. Both teams are working very hard, don't get me wrong, but Whitehall just seems to be really giving it that little extra, and going to be an interesting second half.
And one of your network sponsors is your cooperative and Land O'Lakes.
Land O'Lakes litter weed. It's the brand new pig starter that actually helps you eliminate post-weaning lag. Because research proves pigs prefer new litter wean 4-to-1 over other top starters. Stop by your local cooperative.
Delkoff, and he's played Whitehall. In fact, he got beat in the sectional finals. Have you seen anything different from Whitehall?
Well, they got good speed, they jump well, and they like to run with the ball, and this is where they score most of their baskets.
Troy Pride impressed me as a ball player.
He's a good ball player. He jumps well, shoots well, seems to control him out there.
Was Whitehall doing the things that you thought they would do in this ball game?
Yeah, they although I did expect them to come out into a half-court trap because that's what they've done quite a bit all year, but they do like to run, and of course they're attempting to make Flambeau shoot from the outside, and if Flambeau misses, they're on their way.
Flambeau definitely does not have the height, but if they're patient and work the ball around, they keep coming back.
Second quarter, they got patient, got the ball inside a couple of times, took their time, and took away the fast break.
Even though they don't have the size, that number 32 inside, he can get up there a little bit and maneuver inside.
Yes, he can.
How about your ball club this year? Were you kind of disappointed? You lost 78 to 60. You were beaten pretty soundly, but how was your season?
Well, we were 2-8 at one time, and we ended up 13-11. And of course, against Whitehall, we had a bad second quarter, but they have a good ball club. They jump well, shoot well. They're a good team.
Whitehall finished second in the conference, but they definitely look like a contender for the Class C championship.
Yeah, but I think they had some kids hurt in the middle of the year that hurt them a little bit.
How about Rick Schmidt? He's averaging 15 points a game, and he had a few bounces that went against him this first half. He might have a better second half.
He's tough inside, you know, and against us, he hit a lot from the free throw line, but he's got a good move to the basket, and I noticed they're playing him more low tonight than they did against us, so maybe they'll put him out at the line second half.
Okay, thank you very much. Jim Nedelkoff, the head coach of Southwestern. Right now, we're going to take a break. One of your network sponsors is John Deere, and your local John Deere dealer.
UW Fieldhouse, along with Carl Brugink. This is Paul Brown in this Class C semifinal. Let's take a look at some of the individual statistics here in the first half. First of all, for Whitehall, as they lead in the basketball game 34 to 29. And Carl, you can run down the statistics right there.
You bet. Pride leading the way with 11 points, followed by Schmidt with 7. Anderson and Flemright have 6 each, and Richter coming along with 4. Foul-wise, you can see no one in any real foul trouble. Flemright and Cecilia got 2 each, but they're in pretty good shape as far as that's concerned.
And there's the statistics on the other team.
Okay, let's take a look at Flambeau right here. Albertson leading the way with 14 points. Jiskra coming in with 5. Sproul has 4. Kopaz 4, and Nosir 2. And again, you can see there's no problem as far as foul trouble. So it's always nice to see, you know, them not get into foul trouble. Sometimes kids get a little over anxious and get some foolish fouls, but both teams played pretty well under control here.
And one of our network sponsors is the Dairy Farmers of Wisconsin. UW Fieldhouse. We take a look at the team statistic at the end of the first half with a 34-29 ball game. Whitehall out in front.
Okay, statistics fairly even, Paul. We've got Whitehall making 14 out of 25 for a very, very solid 56%. I think there isn't a coach in the state that wouldn't mind having his team shoot 56%. Flambeau is not shooting that poorly, actually, shooting 40.7 on 11 out of 27, and actually Flambeau has 2 more shot attempts from the floor than Whitehall had. In the free throw department, both teams doing very, very well. Whitehall 6 out of 7, and Flambeau coming in with 7 out of 9, so that's super. Rebound-wise, of course, also pretty even, so 2 evenly matched teams right here. As we said, Flambeau ranked number 1. Whitehall was ranked up as high as 3rd earlier in the year. Had a couple injuries and lost 3 out of their last 5 games, but regrouped in time for tournament. And we're going to have quite a second half on our hands here as both teams, I think, playing very, very well, Paul. 2 well-coached teams getting the ball up and down the floor. Somebody said that one of the keys would be if Whitehall could handle Flambeau's press. To this date, they have. Now, it may change, but it'll be interesting to see what kind of adjustments both teams make at the halftime.
Okay, and we hope you're enjoying the coverage, and we'll be back with that second half. But right now, one of your network sponsors is the Rural Company, serving town and country folk alike. And we're ready to go here with the second half in this Class C semifinal. And coming into the tournament, the Class C composite record, very impressive, 83 victories and only 13 losses. Carl, what do you remember about coaching here at the Fieldhouse in the state tournament?
Oh, it's a fantastic experience, and like I say, there's never any losers down in Madison. You know, these class schools have to play a couple extra games. They have to play 5 games to get down here, and you know, it's just you know, they're going to be good to get down here.
One thing that the WIAA did this year, which I think is a nice feature, they've added to 15 to the roster from the previous 12.
Super, you betcha. Other years, they would let you take a couple extra players down if you wanted to, and we always took a couple extra down just to let them stay. If nothing else, bring a sleeping bag, sleep on the floor, and be part of it, because it's a fantastic experience, and it's pretty tough when you got to cut your team down. If you carry 13 or 14 or even 15 all year, they had to cut it to 12, so I'm sure all the coaches and schools really appreciate that.
So hats off to the people that made that decision, right?
You better believe it. No, they got some good people down there, and they make a lot of good decisions.
And it's 34-29 as we're underway here in the third quarter. Whitehall is out in front. They are 20-4 on the year. Flambeau is undefeated, and it's picked up by Femright. As now Whitehall, the Norseman, will set it up again. Turnover number 8. Underneath, Smith tried to dish it off, and it's tipped out of bounds.
Like I said before, I'm so impressed with these big men. Great job of passing right there. He hit it to the corner, back to the middle, and looked inside.
Well, you talk about Femright at 6'5", Schmidt at 6'3", Sosella at 6'1", some of their bigger people. That was Schmidt, number 23, with a basketball. Richter to Pride, again trying to go inside. Didn't work, and the turnover is picked off by Jiska. That is 10 now on Flambeau. And a traveling violation called against Knutson. Number 9 for them.
Flambeau, of course, in a 2-3 zone. Now here, Flambeau is in their full court press. Looks like they're picking him up full court man, though, right now. Yes, it is a man, and Whitehall very smartly clearing out and letting him go one-on-one.
And Richter holding up a couple of figures, signaling the play. And that is Pride, baseline, trying to put up a shot, tipped inside to Schmidt, and whistle.
Well, he traveled on it. It was a good play. He got up in the air and got a little off balance, and he was going to try and pass it because he felt he couldn't shoot it, and he got himself a turnover right there.
That's number 11 now, as Flambeau will get the basketball back again. 34-29, the score here. Alberson looking for the outlet, guarded by Richter. He will go to Knutson. There's a shot from the free throw line. Good by Gistra. He has 7 points.
Yeah, excuse me. Nice basket there. Key bucket also.
And Pride will try to set it up. He goes to Schmidt. Nice play there. Alert play on the part of Pride. The bucket to Schmidt.
You know, I've seen so much great team play all day yesterday or this morning. You know, nobody's out there to try to be a hero. They're all out there to try to win the ball game and pass the ball. Just a fantastic job of passing by everybody so far.
And Schmidt with a total of 9 in this game, and it's 36-31. Back door. Jiskra. And the foul is going to be whistled against Anderson.
Quite a turnaround, though. There again, they almost lost the ball, but a nice job that time by Jiskra. Like you said, drove the baseline, and they could have really used that bucket right there, but he does get the free throws.
Second trip for Whitehall to the state tournament. Their other one was back in 1928. They lost to Stevens Point and Wisconsin High.
Well, you know, Whitehall started out the year, they lost their first game, and then they won 13 straight. Then they lost, and they were ranked up as high as third in the state. But then they lost, they had a couple of injuries and stuff, and lost 3 out of their next 5. But they've really regrouped come tournament here.
And it's 36-33 now, as that deficit is down to just that, 3 points here. As Whitehall will try to stretch it out a little bit. They've led most of the way here. In the corner, Pride. The follow is no good by Anderson, out of bounds to Flambeau.
Good shots. They just, just didn't cash them in. Nice rebound shot. He tried to put it up before he came down with it.
As Flambeau will go to Albertson. Didn't even draw the iron, and he has 16.
He's very smooth. Good body control.
And it's 36-35. I would think one of the keys now, Coach, is not to panic, huh?
Right, absolutely. Absolutely. Oh, nice move there.
By Schmidt, but followed by Fenway, and he's tied up.
Okay, an alternate possession will go to Whitehall. And like you said very aptly, the point is now, don't panic, Whitehall. You've had the lead. It's all stolen away right there. Right now, you can feel the momentum swinging over to Flambeau. Let's see what happens here.
And Spraw with it, and the Flambeau could take the lead here. They are down by a single point. Arching shot is good by Knutson. Their first lead of the basketball game. The first lead of the game comes with 5:01 remaining in the third quarter. And one of your network sponsors is your Cooperative and Land O'Lakes.
Could you use some extra planting insurance this spring? You've got it with Land O'Lakes TQ4 diesel fuel and a full line of lubricants. TQ4 comes with the exclusive injector warranty, and every lubricant is quality guaranteed. It's your best insurance for a smoother planting season. Stock up now, and remember, spring energy starts with
Your cooperative.
Every Sunday night at 10:30, TV 13 Outdoors gives you an inside view of the outside world. With Dave Carlson as your guide, you'll follow the seasonal paths of nature. Observe the elusive great gray owl stalking its prey. Discover a den of bears slumbering in midwinter hibernation. Research catfish in their Mississippi River habitat. And enjoy natural beauty through the eyes of an avid outdoorsman. Watch TV 13 Outdoors with Dave Carlson. Sunday nights at 10:30 on WEAU TV.
$16 games over 500 coming into this tournament now. And Whitehall is trailing.
All right, here's a big possession for Whitehall right now. Good timeout by Ken Stelflew. His team had lost the momentum a little bit. They've got to come away with a basket right here.
Baseline, Pride with the shot, no good. Pride is down. Back the other way goes Knutson for 2. And it's 39-36. Knutson with 4. Anderson baseline. Followed by Schmidt is good.
Big bucket right there.
He has 11.
Flambeau really has the momentum going right now. And that was a big, big bucket for Whitehall. Nice rebound bucket. We've got a ball game on our hands, Paul.
Well, we've had 5 games so far, and 3 of them have been pretty darn close. So I guess you're beginning to expect nothing else here. And a foul away from the ball, Coach.
Well, let's face it. We've got the cream of the crop. We've got the best 16 teams in the state of Wisconsin down here right now, or at least 16 of the best ones. We know some very, very good ones that had to stay home. But these are all very, very good teams. Have won 4 or 5 pressure ball games, and you expect to see good ball.
Richter's second personal foul. That's Flambeau inbounds now as they lead by a single point. Mike Jiskra as they work for the good opportunity now. Sprawl's been shut down pretty well in this game, hasn't he, offensively?
Yes, he has. He certainly has.
We'll check the point total on Sprawl here to see how he's doing. He has a total of 4 points. He was averaging 18 points per ball game.
Right, and he's close to 1,000 points for his career, so it is a very, very important statistic.
And Flambeau now leading by a single point with 3:30 remaining here. That is Elverson.
Nice patience that time by Flambeau. They just kept moving that ball around until they got the good high percentage shot, and of course now a turnover. The press finally starting to take a couple turnovers here, and boy, it's all Flambeau right now.
13 turnovers for Whitehall in this game. Knudsen with the basketball. He's guarded by Richter. The chant comes up of "We want to." Sprawl is in the basketball game along with Knudsen. You see the turnovers. 13 and 10 so far. Now down to 3 minutes remaining. Also in is Gistra.
Flambeau again realizing the importance of each possession right here. They want to get themselves a good basket.
Nasser and Sprawl, he's going to take it. Tough luck. The tip, the rebound to Schmidt. Ahead to Richter. He's got Anderson with him. And it was taken away. Oh, he cleaned it right out of his arms.
Elverson on a key steal right there.
And he's going to take the shot. Well, you talk about a great play at both ends of the court, huh?
And you could see he was in rhythm on that shot. You could see he was in rhythm on that shot.
And the score is 43-38. And now it is Flambeau. One of your network sponsors is John Deere. And we have 2 minutes and 27 seconds remaining in the third quarter. 13-4. Flambeau has outscored Whitehall. And the only points in this quarter by Schmidt. And he has them all. And it's set up now as Flambeau has the basketball.
Right, Whitehall had a turnover on that inbounds pass again, so Flambeau comes away with the ball again.
That was the second time it's happened to him. That is Alverson. He's turning into a real key in this game, isn't he?
Oh, boy, I'll say he is. Very smooth, very smooth.
Schmidt underneath to Anderson. Oh, nicely blocked. What a great play there by Nasser.
You know, a lot of times you remember scoring, but what a fantastic defensive play. Because that would have, you know, deflated their sails a little bit, but he came back with just tremendous hustle. I thought they had a layup there. Great, great defensive play that time.
And the basketball goes to Whitehall. Offensively averaging 68 points per game. And right now, back door.
Nice.
All alone goes Pride.
Nice baseline move that time. Nice left-hand dribble. Key bucket. Brings it back to 5.
And again, the turnover ratio in this game, 14-13 in the rebounds. You see the differential there in total. And also how they're doing from the floor. That'll go up with that shot by Elverson. Back the other way, this is Pride. He traveled with the basketball.
Well, you know, he had a breakaway layup, and I think he was in such a hurry to get there, he took one extra step before he dribbled the ball. It's amazing. Whitehall shooting that great a percentage, and yet Flambeau is getting more attempts right now. And, of course, they are enjoying a 47-40 lead with 1:24 left in the third quarter.
And we talked about Elverson being one of the keys. He has 10 points, Coach, in this quarter.
Hey, he's definitely in rhythm. You can sometimes see when players are in rhythm, and he's just really smooth right now and doing a great job for him.
Schmidt picked up the foul, his first, giving the ball to Flambeau. And we have 1:20 remaining in a 47-40 third quarter with Flambeau out in front. The inbound to Sprawl, who is guarded by Pride. Or Schmidt, pardon me. They go to Alverson. You mentioned when they get that rhythm, you want the ball, don't you?
Yes, you do. But there he made a good decision. He was off balance, and rather than try to do anything, he just took it out and cleared it until he got his balance back.
And an offensive foul is going to be called. And that will give the basketball to Whitehall as you get a look at that foul again.
Yeah, there you see it again right there. He had that elbow out. He actually caught him in the stomach a little bit.
That is number 1 on Pride. And he has the basketball right now. To Richter. Schmidt is in. Along with Femright underneath. Pinned in traffic. And did he get him on the arm? Yes.
Yes, he did. Made a pretty nice double pump right there and got the guy to foul him.
Jiskra committing the foul as you see it coming up.
Right there, right.
His third personal. And that will send Lopez back into the lineup.
And then, of course, the foul was before the shot, so it'll be out of bounds because they are not in bonus yet. Flambeau has 2 fouls, Whitehall 3.
And we're down to 50 seconds remaining here in the third quarter. Flambeau out in lead. Baseline, Anderson, who was tipped away. The ball is up and good by Pride.
Beautiful second effort. I always say anybody can make the first effort. The blue chippers make the second effort.
And Ken Stelflew, looking on, a graduate of Winona State back in '63 in his 20th year. You talk about dedication to one community, huh?
Boy, isn't that something?
Understand he gets a little fiery now and then when he's coaching. Very enthusiastic.
Oh, coaches don't do that, do they?
How are you on the bench? You very calm, or do you get a little excited?
I get a little excited once in a while. We got 8 seconds left in the quarter. Flambeau's going to work for the last shot.
That is Sprawl.
Nice drive.
The rebound is pulled down. And we've come to the end of the third quarter of play. It's 47 Flambeau, 42 Whitehall. And one of your network sponsors is the Rural Company, ensuring Wisconsin people in all walks of life.
You'll find Rural's in...
$3 to $6 a month on their electric bill is worthwhile. If that's not you, you don't need to listen any further. If it is, here's how to do it. Ask NSP for free installation of this device, which can turn off your electric water heater or central air conditioner when power demand gets too heavy. It's not often, and you'll probably never notice. Call and sign up. We'll send you a $3 check now and cut your electric bill every month thereafter.
It is 47 to 42 as we begin the fourth quarter. And Carl, you came up with a scoring stat on the third.
Yes, third quarter was all Flambeau. 18 to 8, they outscored Whitehall. So we've got ourselves a whale of a ball game. Flambeau now leading 47-42, as you said.
And we're just underway now. If you were Whitehall, what would you try and do here in the third quarter? Be patient?
Well, yeah, you got to realize you're only 5 down. They played with such tremendous emotion in the first half that they got to kind of get her back a little bit.
That is Sprawl with the basket. He has 6 points.
Of course, Flambeau has the experience and the confidence of being, 24-0. Anytime you can be undefeated for a season, you get a lot of confidence.
And that is a nice shot by Schmidt from the baseline.
Excellent shot, and of course, much needed.
49 to 44. The deficit is 5. Now the full court pressure here. But it's brought across the timeline by Sprawl. Rejected nicely there by Schmidt. Shot taken by Nasser. And they'll work it back out and set it up. Lopez, he's not going to take it. Turnover. Picked up by Schmidt. He's in a hurry. And he was fouled, pushing off. As Knutson was chasing him up the floor. His second personal.
Boy, oh boy, talk about 100%. Both teams really going. And now we're going to have a timeout by Coach Norm Ross as he wants to slow down. Whitehall's got a little thing going. He wants to slow him down a little bit.
And you see the foul, the second personal coming up. And we'll take a break, 49 to 44. We have 7 minutes and 4 seconds remaining here in the fourth quarter. And it's Flambeau leading Whitehall 49 to 44. And Rick Schmidt is at the free throw line with an opportunity here to get a couple of points. And he hits on the first one.
Well, and you got 7 minutes left. Every free throw, every bucket, every rebound becomes very, very important now.
7 of 8 from the free throw line for the team, that is. 7 of 9 now. And the free throw is no good, but a nice save there. As Whitehall keeps the basketball. Richter from outside gets 2. But you got to give some credit to Hughes as he got the play, huh?
You bet. Hang on to your seats. We got a barn burner coming on again.
49 to 47. Albertson. Key situations. He's a clutch player.
Oh, he's the ball. You notice at the end of the quarter, too, that's the guy who you want the ball in his hands.
it's 51 to 47 now. Moved inside, taken by Pride, and a whistle and a foul is going to be called there.
Whitehall doing a nice job of attacking that Flambeau press. As I said, some of the coaches had said, there you'll see it right there. Definitely a reach in over there. Definitely a reach in.
Nasser picking up his second personal.
Right, and he got him before he shot. The first man got him, so it's out of bounds.
And another foul is going to be whistled. This one against Braun. His third.
Now, of course, that free throw line becomes very, very important down at this stretch of the ball game.
Coach, what did you do with your team on free throws?
Well, we work on them a whole lot. We work on them a whole lot. I mean, you try to put as much pressure on them as you can in practice. Plus, you bribe them with pop and candy bars and everything else.
In the lane, Smith. It is short, and it's pulled down by Albertson. And a foul is going to be called back up court against Hughes.
I'm just kidding about bribing them, but what I do, you know, if a guy makes 10 out of 10, I'll give him a candy bar and so forth. Or sometimes you'll shoot 50, and if they can make 45 out of 50, they'll give them a can of pop. You gotta keep them interested.
You're not one of those guys that make them say go 10 times consecutively without missing before they leave the floor.
No. I like to eat too much. I wouldn't get home for supper then.
51-47 with 6:09 remaining here. Flambeau has the lead. Sprawl with the basketball. They go to Gistra, back to Sprawl. Also in the lineup is Knudsen. In the lane, almost tapped away. Sprawl getting it back. Underneath, nice play, but the shot no good by Gistra.
Oh,
boy, great
nice
opportunity.
Right,
there.
they sure did. Nice patience by Flambeau, but they say they missed the bucket. Whitehall comes back with a big bucket, and we got ourselves a 2-point ball game.
Schmidt got point number 16 of the day on that last one. And now another turnover picked up by Hughes. That is 14.
It's interesting because Flambeau was supposed to be the team with the good press. Now here Whitehall's caused a couple turnovers with their press. He's got a 2-point game, 5:21 left the ball game.
As Whitehall with an opportunity here. Outside, no good by Pride. Rebound to Schmidt. Oh, as he drove inside, good play.
Nice rebound that time. You've got to realize the longer the shot, the longer the rebound.
And it was tapped away by Pride from behind.
And now the momentum is swung back the other way, and we've got ourselves a tie ball game.
And we have 4 minutes, 52 seconds remaining. Schmidt spinning, and he turned, and a foul called. And Femright is going to come back in.
And we're going to get a timeout over here. Coach Norm Ross from Flambeau, he's signaling his players. He feels the momentum slipping a little bit, and he's going to try time out and see if he can get it back.
We're tied at 51. One of your network sponsors is York Cooperative and Land. 26 points in this game for Flambeau. And we have 18 for Schmidt. And the tie at 51. And Schmidt will go to the free throw line here.
We've got two fine basketball teams on the court, and it's just really too bad because one of them's going to have to lose here today, no matter how well they play. But two fine hustling basketball squads.
Schmidt is 2 for 3 from the line, now 3 of 4. And it's 52 to 51, Whitehall. You ready for overtime, Coach?
Oh, you bet.
Well, we've had a couple of those. In fact, one double overtime in this tournament already. And it is 53 to 51. Now Whitehall will full court pressure here. Almost taken away, but a foul is called on Pride.
Yeah, he tried to avoid him. He got himself up in the air, and he's going to have a foul out of it. Talk about overtime. We had a back in '78. We came back to state. We had a double overtime with Anigo to get into the sectional. And then the first sectional game, we had a triple overtime with Kakana, and then another one overtime with De Pere to get down to Madison. So those overtimes, but you don't care. You'd play 10 overtimes if you win the ball game.
You mentioned 78. You finished the year 22-3 that year. That had to be a memorable season. Flambeau 9 of 11 from the free throw line. Whitehall is 9 of 12. And it's now 53 to 52 with 4:46 remaining. Carl Bruging, our color commentator in this game from Clintonville High School. For 26 years has guided the forces there.
Well, they haven't kicked me out yet.
I don't think they're going to. And 4:35 remaining. In the lane, Schmidt with the follow. Femright with the follow and whistle. 3 opportunities there, Carl.
Well, that's it. The boards are so very, very important, and Whitehall controlled them that time.
Alberson picking up the foul. For him, number 2. And Femright will go to the line to shoot.
There you're going to see it again. Definitely a foul over there as Alberson. It was either that or give him a layup, and he gambled, and hopefully he'll come away and, you know, possibly miss one of the 2 free throws. I thought it was a sure layup otherwise.
Knutson is in the basket, or out of the basketball game now, and Lopez will come in as Femright hits the free throw. 54-52 right now with 4:29 remaining. And it rolls off, and the rebound is pulled down and controlled by Nasser as it's moved ahead by Alberson. Alberson almost gave it away. Shot is going to be pulled down, get a whistle and a foul call. And it's on Femright.
Good call by the official. You just can't reach from behind it. You know, it's so tempting. We've said it before. You see it, watch it coming right here. See, just a lot of contact, and the guy in the back is always going to come away with the foul. It goes both ways, but too tempting to try to reach for that ball when you don't have position.
4 of 4 from the line now for Gistra. He's a junior, one of 2 juniors in the starting lineup. And you see his point total of the day, and it rolls away. Schmidt with a rebound, and a 54-53 basketball game with 4:10 remaining in the 4th quarter. As Whitehall will set it up now in the corner, drive, rebound to Hughes, Femright, and he got the 2.
I tell you, the offensive rebounds have been the key here the last couple of minutes. Whitehall's been getting that 2nd and 3rd shot. It's really making a difference.
56-53, Alberson alone, look out. 28 points. Down court in a hurry, taken away. Good steal there by Nasser. Turnover number 16 against 18 for Flambeau. 3:33 remaining in the 4th quarter. It is 56-55.
Boy, I tell you, every Class C school in the state of Wisconsin's got to be proud of these 2 teams out here. They're playing their hearts out and playing well. Great game. Nice move.
Gistra with that nice move that Carl Brugenk just mentioned, and he has 12. And we're down to 3:10 remaining in the 4th quarter. And we have a 57-56 game with Flambeau out in front. The winner of this one takes on Oostburg. Femright is fouled, and he will go to the free throw line, and the foul is whistled against Nasser, his 3rd.
Okay, and again, nice job of moving the ball by Whitehall. There you see it right in there, and definite contact as he goes up for the shot. Got a little arm and a lot of body that time.
3 of 4 from the free throw line for Femright. And Whitehall with an opportunity to tie it.
And
it is 57-57. They have a group of guys down there that have lettering all over the front and the back on.
Right, they got Norseman on the front, and when we turn around, they have spelled out, "Yes, we can," in big letters on their back.
Wonder who painted up all those guys. 11 points for Femright. You get a look at them right there.
Right. Can't talk to them, have them turn around, because on the back they got "Yes, we can."
And right now they're leading at 58-57.
And right now they're saying, "I hope we can."
And it's saved. Hughes with it. And traveling his squall as he tried to put a move on Pride, who was guarding him. Turnover, 19. And we have 2:40 remaining here in the 4th quarter. 58-57 and a foul called. Free throw right now as we take a look at it. Flambeau is 11 of 15. And Whitehall is 12 of 16 from the free throw line. And fouling out of the basketball game was Gistra. He has 5 personals now. He had 12 points in this game, fouling out with 2:36 remaining in the 4th quarter.
Right, he's one of the better ball players. He averaged 13 points a game for the season for him. He's their 3rd high scorer. A junior, 6-1, so he's got a lot to be proud of. He played a great game.
And Pride is at the free throw line, 3 of 5 for his efforts, in a total of 15 points in this game, averaging 18.7 on the season.
Big free throw right there, puts it a 2-point game. We're pretty sure we're going to have to start watching if it's an odd or even lead, whether we're going overtime or not, Paul.
And a couple of points, and it rolls in. It's good. It is now a 3-point lead at 60 to 57. 17 points for him.
All right, now Whitehall with the 3-point lead instead of pressing full court. Now they want to make Flambeau work for a good shot. They're going to make him work for a good shot rather than take any chances of giving him any 3-on-2s.
And it was taken away. Good play by Pride as Elberson coughed it up on the pass. Turnover number 20. And it's 60 to 57. Whitehall with a basketball. They have a 3-point lead. Now you really be patient, huh?
Boy, I'll say 2 minutes left in the ball game right here, 2:05. Whitehall moving around now. There's a baseline pick.
Semrine. Big basket, Carl.
Oh, absolutely, and that was a set play. They knew it was coming. He stepped out of a pick over there, and we're going to have a timeout by Flambeau as they're going to have to regroup down by 5.
So we set the stage. We have 1:52 remaining in the fourth quarter, and Whitehall is leading at 62 to 57. And we'd like to thank the participating sponsors of this tournament: John Deere, the Rural Companies, the Dairy Farmers of Wisconsin, and Land O'Lakes. They are delighted to be sponsoring this television coverage of the 71st WIAA basketball tournament, and they hope you'll be with us throughout the championship games on Saturday. And don't forget, we have a lineup coming up at 2:05 this afternoon. It is Phillips 24-0 against Prairie du Chien, that in Class B semifinal. They are 20-3 on the year, and another Class B semifinal will be held today. Chilton, 20-4, will take on Whitnall, and they are 19-4 on the season. And of course, in Class A semifinals, Appleton East and La Crosse Central, and that game will be held about 3:45 this afternoon.
Okay, it's white knuckle time right now, Paul, because we're down to 1 minute and 52 ticks left on the clock. 62-57 Whitehall, and of course Flambeau called a timeout to regroup right here. Been a game of momentum. Whitehall ahead at the half by 5. Flambeau coming back the third quarter, outscored him 18-8, go ahead by 5, and now here we have Whitehall back up by 5. So here we go, big possession right here. Flambeau almost has to come away with a bucket right here.
With 1:52, it's inbounds on the far side as it comes to Knutson. And the clock now with 1:45 remaining, and it's tipped away, but regroup, and Sproul will get it back. He can't get off the shot as they will work again for that good shot, as Carl just mentioned, and hopefully come away with a couple of points to cut the deficit. There's a turnover. Hughes, and he gets it to Smith. That could be a big one, Carl.
Yeah, they were trying to get the ball to Albers, and he was calling for the ball, but they couldn't quite see him. Whitehall's just tall enough. They had to pass over that zone. They got a big turnover, like you say.
And it's 1:19
They're going to have to foul now.
Fourth quarter. Let's see if Alberson will foul him. As Schmidt has it.
Sometimes you want to foul a certain guy, but when you start getting down below a minute, oh, he's 5 seconds closely guarded out at midcourt range.
17th turnover of this basketball game.
Great defense by Flambeau, a clutch defensive play without having to waste a foul. They were able to force the 5-second closely guarded rule and retain possession.
1 minute remaining from outside. A nice shot is scored there by Copez. And it's now 62-59. And a foul is called on Sproul, his fourth.
Well, time will tell whether that was a good foul or bad. Sometimes you can't afford to let him run too much time off with a 3-point lead. If he makes both free throws, it's a bad foul. If he misses either one, it's a good foul. So we'll just have to wait and see. 54 seconds, and Whitehall up by 3. White knuckle time now.
4 of 5 from the free throw line for Rick Schmidt.
Bingo, number 1.
63-59.
Now here's the key bucket right here, because this will make them have to score 3 times. If they get up by 5, it means that Flambeau has to score 3 times.
He missed it. He has 21 points, though. It's played ahead in a big hurry. Knutson to Sprawl in the lane. And it is 63 now for Whitehall and 61 for Flambeau. 40 seconds remaining in regulation time. And there's a foul call. That will send Whitehall to the free throw line. And it will be Pride going to the line as the foul was called against Knutson, his third.
Still a lot of time in the ball game. 37 seconds. Whitehall up by 2. Very, very, of course, big, important free throws right here by Troy. Here you see the foul from behind. Almost a foul right there, but he managed to avoid it, but then the second man came over, hit him in the back.
He was 5 for 7, and he missed it. So it's 63 to 61 with 32 seconds remaining in the fourth quarter. With it is Sprawl. He'll put it up. No good. The rebound is intercepted. Alberson, and he tried to go off in the pass, and it's going to be turned over to Whitehall. And a timeout. They want a timeout with 20 seconds remaining. And we have a 63 to 61 basketball game right now.
Yeah, it's quite a ball game. You got to give Alberson's credit. Rather than try to hog it as well as he's shooting, he actually made the pass. Maybe he should have shot it. I don't know, but you got to give him credit. To let him run any time off the clock. They'll probably press him. If they get to midcourt and they don't have the steal yet, they'll have to foul right away. And they can't worry about who they foul. They're going to have to just foul somebody.
And we'll look for the inbounds pass to Schmidt. And Schmidt got away. And it was away from behind, but the foul on Sprawl.
Okay, a good high percentage try. Knutson came from behind, knocked the ball away, but he caught him by the arm. The referee was right on the play. And still only 4 ticks off the clock. So again, a lot of pressure. A lot of pressure right here on these free throws.
Correction, they called it on Knutson, his 4th personal, sending Schmidt to the line.
Okay, check that. Okay.
5 of 6 from the free throw line.
Okay, and now, of course, Flambeau's going to squeeze him a little bit and call a timeout. They're going to call a timeout in the third quarter. He's lifting quite a bit, so that could be a factor coming in. Of course, Rick Schmidt averaging 15 points a game, shooting probably the most important free throws of his life right now.
And you see the anticipation on the part of the fans as Schmidt goes to the line. 63 to 61. He missed it. And the rebound is pulled down by Knutson. Knutson.
OT time.
To Alberson. As they need a bucket here.
They got to get it up right away, so they got a chance for a follow.
And they go to Alberson. He's going to take it. Short. The rebound. We're out of time. Over. Whitehall has defeated Flambeau, their first loss of the year. After winning 24 consecutive games, Whitehall has come up with the victory. And Ken Stelflew is ecstatic with his team's performance. And you talk about class action here.
Hey, you got to give Flambeau credit. They had it in their best player's hand, and he took a great shot. He just missed it, that's all. And like I say, there's really no loser out here, but it's too bad either team has to come up second on the scoreboard. But a super high school ball game. Both teams playing very well. Neither team have a thing to be ashamed of. Like I said, sometimes whoever's ahead when that final whistle blows, that's it. But give Flambeau credit. They had the ball in the right guy's hand as they went.
So it's Whitehall against Duisburg. And we thank you for watching, and we'll see you again for the Class B semifinal about 2 o'clock.
We believe one of the 2 area Class C teams might get into the Class C finals because those teams play each other today, and Whitehall is the one. Norseman over Flambeau, 63 to 61. Great game. First, it was Whitehall in control. The Norse built an 11-point lead in the first half. Coming up, Troy Pride of Whitehall for 2 of his 17. Whitehall worked very well early against number 1 ranked Flambeau. Rick Schmidt coming up inside. He had 21 points.
Working inside.
We've been playing together for 3 years now. We know where each other is. We know when we hit the ball, who collapses on us and dish off. I don't know. And we're just working like a team.
Flambeau was 24-0 heading into state, and it showed why in the third quarter. The Falcons outscored Whitehall 18-8 in the third. Steve Alberson was super. He scored 28.
He's just one tremendous ball player, and that coach has done a tremendous job with him, boy. I'll tell you, it was great. It was just great to beat a team in that caliber because they deserved, as far as I'm concerned, rated number 1 in the state.
Whitehall came back from being down 5, and the Norse led by 5 after Jeff Fimright's basket with a minute and a half left. Flambeau had a chance to tie late with Alberson.
regardless of the outcome tomorrow, we come home with some utensils as far as I'm concerned. We got a globe coming back with us, and boy, I'm so proud of the kids. It's just tremendous.
It's going to be a lot of fun tomorrow night, too. It's everybody, all the teammates, coaches, how excited he is. It's just great down here.
Many consider tonight's Sheboygan North Wauwatosa East game the Class A championship. If that's the case, North is the champ, 49-47. North led at 33-31 going into the fourth. Now watch this play. The lob to North's Kurt Portman. He's 6'10", heading to the Badgers, scored 23. Another hoop gave North a 6-point lead. Then Portman stole it and hit Pete Knowles. Knowles hit the layup, 39-31. East was unbeaten coming in and came very close in this one. Tony Smith, super guard for East, scored 16. A three-point play late, pulled his team within 2, but it got no closer. Sheboygan North meets one of the surprise teams of the tournament in the Class A championship, Appleton East. East knocked out La Crosse Central this afternoon, 49-38. Number 10, Pat Ambroso, scored 13 points for East. Central pulled off one upset over Milwaukee Tech, but fell short in the semis. Dave Lutke had a good tournament, though. Excellent guard. He scored 13, but Central's season ends a game short of the finals. On the scoreboard, Appleton East over Central, meeting North tomorrow in the Class A title game. Prairie du Chien buried Phillips. Phillips was undefeated before that one, and Chilton will meet Prairie du Chien in the Class B finals. In Class C, Whitehall will take on Oostburg by 18 over Rib Lake in Game 1. Drawing closer and closer to the NCAA's Final Four. More